Hey guys, Vortex the Long Range Hunting. Today we're going to kick off a video series covering two optics. Now it's kind of running in conjunction with Texas Predator Hunting Q and Cross Rifle Shootout. So we thought we'd go ahead and do a optic shootout for you guys on Texas Long Range Hunting because it'd be easy to swap back and forth and film while we're filming the other video. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these two rifles and have a competition shootout. Now what we did was we put the Vortex on this one and the Leupold on the Cross. Now what we chose was, because Vortex come out with the Razor HD LHT 3-15 to kind of compete with that Leupold VX5, VX6 series, we chose the two scopes that are almost completely the same on their options, power range and everything else, price including. Both of them come in around $1,000. You can find them cheaper if you look online. And option and features and stuff like that, to where we can have a little shootout, because that's the whole reason why Vortex come out with a scope, because the Leupold VX5, VX6 line is very popular amongst hunters who don't always shoot long range, but they want a lightweight hunting optic that is capable of shooting long range. So we thought we'd put these two optics to the test for you guys because we like both of them. And we want to know ourselves which one's the best. Now, the only thing we performed thus far is a low light test, and Ben, another gentleman, looked through the optics and talked about it quite a bit. Before we get into that, we'll talk about the options of each one. Now, I've covered the Vortex already, but I'll cover the Leupold. It's a VX5 HD 3-15x44, and it comes just like you see here. Both of them weigh in at 19 ounces, and we didn't weigh them individually. We just took it off the manufacturer's website. Both of them have some sort of low-profile hunting type turret that locks and has a zero-stop type setup. This one is not illuminated, while the Vortex is, and that's the only downfall to the Leupold. Now, to get illumination in the Leupold VX series, you need to move up to the VX6 HD. Now that puts us in a different power range because it's a factor of 6 instead of 5. So we opted out to just keep it equal as possible and get the VX5 3-15x44 because it's really, really close to the features of the Vortex. Now in a low light test, the Leupold won. Now both of them are excellent low light scopes. You know, as a $1,000 optic nowadays should be. But me and the other gentleman both agreed that the Leupold pulled slightly ahead than the Vortex. Now, I'm not saying the Vortex wasn't a good, clear, bright scope in low light situations. Actually, it's in some situations, if you had some background light or something like that, it was a little bit too bright. The Leupold has some sort of different lens coating that gives it that crisp, clear optical image, but doesn't let in too much light, so it doesn't almost flood out the optic. That's the best way I can describe it for you guys, that we just like the Leupold that much more. Now we also noticed that, let's just say on the Leupold it was on 9 power, the Vortex was on 9 power. The Leupold seemed to be a higher magnification. And that was the same across the board of all the magnification settings. You could see just a little bit further with the Leupold. I do like the fast focus eyepiece on the Leupold as opposed to the Vortex. It's kind of that regular old setup to where you loosen a lock ring type setup. But these are just kind of nitpicky things based on my own opinions. This test is to see which one is the best, and we are going to be putting them to the test. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time.